In this video, we are going to be talking about sine, cosine, and tangent ratios. Before we get into the ratios, though, we need to make sure that we know how to name the sides of the triangle in relation to the angle theta that we are given. So let's start here. If I'm talking about this side in reference to the angle theta, that is the opposite side. So that would be labeled the opposite leg. The name of the angle that is, or the side that is opposite the 90-degree angle is called the hypotenuse. And the side that is next to theta is called the adjacent leg. And again, this is all relative to the position of the angle that we are looking at. One way that we can remember which ratios go with which pairings of sides is the SOHCAHTOA mnemonic device. You may have heard this before, you may have seen it before, but what it stands for is that it's a shortcut, that the sine is the ratio of the opposite leg to the hypotenuse. The cosine is the ratio of the adjacent leg to the hypotenuse. And the tangent is the ratio of the opposite leg to the adjacent leg. So let's take a look at this triangle here. In this triangle, my angle is 64 degrees. The x is across from it, so the x would be my opposite leg. And the 15 is across from the 90-degree angle, so that would be the hypotenuse. So I go up here to my SOHCAHTOA that I write on the top of every paper that I work on this, and I see I have O and H, so this is going to be the sine ratio. So I'm going to say the sine of 64 is equal to x over 15. Now this is the work that is a must show for your teachers. We have to see where your equation is or how it's being set up. My next step is going to be to solve. For this one, I think I'm just going to put it over 1 and use my cross products property. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug that into my calculator. And you can see with me the result is x is approximately 13.482. I'm going to give that answer to 3 decimal places. Let's look at these next two as practice problems. Looking at the 34, the 12 is next to it, so that would be my adjacent side. And the y is opposite the 90-degree angle, so that's going to be my hypotenuse. And if I look at my SOHCAHTOA mnemonic to help me remember, I see that I have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, which tells me that I'm going to use my cosine ratio. So again, showing my work to set up my equation, I would write the cosine of 34 is equal to 12 over y. And then again, I'm going to put it over 1 and use my cross products property to solve. 1 times 12 is 12, y times the cosine of 34. And now I want to get this y by itself, and it's being multiplied. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that multiplication by using division. And then those cancel, leaving me with y equal to 12 divided by the cosine of 34 that I would enter into my calculator. And then you can see my answer being 14.475 rounded to 3 decimal places. Okay, let's look at this last one here. In this problem, I am looking at the y, which is opposite of the 10. So I'm going to put a little O there to help me track that. Or sorry, opposite of the 10 degrees. And then the side length 10 here is adjacent. So I have opposite and adjacent. That's going to be my tangent ratio. So I'm going to set up this equation to be the tangent of 10 equals the opposite side y over 10. Then I'm going to use my cross products property and solve, put that over 1. So I get y equals 10 times the tangent of 10. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug that into my calculator, which is going to yield a result of 1.763. So I hope this video was helpful for you to identify which ratio you need to use, sine, cosine, or tangent, and how to use the mnemonic device SOHCAHTOA to help you figure it out.